Bitcoin just retraced to one of my most important support lines, but while this is happening, I want to be discussing one chart that is looking extremely dangerous right now here. And on today's update video, I'm gonna be going in depth about this because yes, on the weekly perspective, we are creating a major bearish divergence, and I've seen many people text me about this exact chart right now. They're asking me, should I be worried? Should I get out of the market? I will be discussing it exactly on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to watch this video because I will be discussing the imminent short term, this very important consolidation pattern, which we are currently exactly retesting right now here. So I will be discussing this and much more important information, including the fact of the spot Bitcoin ETF and many more important charts and patterns. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. Will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, we're seeing that Bitcoin is once again seeing an ever so slight retracement towards the downside, and there's actually a lot of volatility on this particular region where we're currently trading at. I mean, at the same time, we're looking at this very important upper sloping support line where it seems to be that every single time once we do touch this level, we tend to be bouncing above it. But of course, you have to understand, whenever we're going to be breaking below this upward sloping support line, we're going to be breaking a very important trend. And if we break this trend, we could be in for a larger reversal in the market. Because currently, if I'm zooming out, we're seeing that Bitcoin is, of course, trading in a major uptrend right now here. But as soon as, of course, we do potentially break this uptrend, we could be reversing this trend. And we could be looking for a different trend for the coming period in the market where Bitcoin is going to be actually trading towards. So this level where we're currently trading on is going to be crucial to be looking at. And if we see that confirmed breakdown, we could be looking at the next short trade all the way down here to $90,000 because the next major level of support in this market right now is going to be $90,000 if we do break below this very important upward sloping support line. So yeah, that is where I'm currently looking at. I mean, really, if I'm looking at Bitcoin right now here, you can just currently still clearly see here, we're creating higher lows together with lower highs. So we're basically consolidating, and whenever we see that clear confirmation that we're breaking below the previous low, that is a confirmation we're going to be having that breakdown. And ultimately, guys, I want to be discussing this important chart right here because I've actually started to get a lot of questions about this chart right here because last Bitcoin bull market, the market topped out here. On that moment, we created that major bearish divergence on the weekly time frame, and currently on the weekly time frame on Bitcoin, we're also creating a massive bearish divergence, and we're seeing it really happening in a very similar way it did in 2021 here. And a lot of people are asking me the question, should we be exiting the market? Is the market going to be topping out? Am I too late right now here? And honestly, I want to be answering this exact question right now here. And first of all, I do want to be pointing out here is that if I'm just looking at a lot of these historical charts and patterns, likely, according to history, the market shouldn't be topping out around this time right now here. That is at least what the data is telling me. But I do see, of course, a clear signal right here, which is not necessarily looking bullish because the weekly time frame, if I'm purely looking at the chart, I would definitely start to say, okay, now it is actually a great time to be exiting because we're creating a big bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. But of course, the data points are telling us that this cycle is only just getting started, and that every single time once we're breaking above such psychological levels, we see this exact consolidation right here. And basically, that is also giving me a clear signal that, of course, the market is not topping out here. But yeah, that is why I want you to, of course, make your own decisions on it. But what I am currently doing, I've already took some significant profits on my trades, and I'm actually buying some new stuff here. I'm buying apartments with the profits I made from the crypto because I've been buying a lot of Bitcoin also around $18,000, $20,000, and those are up over 480% here. So for me, it is making a lot of sense to, of course, take some profits off the table. So yes, this is a very bearish signal. Do I think the market is going to be topping out right now? Exactly. No, I don't think so. But I think it's important to always take profit along the way up. And someone who is not taking any profits is definitely BlackRock, because yesterday they bought over $398 million worth of Bitcoin. In general, we saw $480 million worth of inflows coming in on that spot Bitcoin ETF here. And what is very interesting to see here is that there is actually something very crazy happening. We are literally starting to see a major supply shock on the Bitcoin price action. Most data analysts are basically saying that this is coming due to the fact that BlackRock is buying a lot of Bitcoin, and this is having a major scarcity effect on the Bitcoin available widely on the market. So while indeed the weekly time frame could be giving us an insane bearish signal, we also have to look at the bigger perspective, and that is of course that BlackRock is buying so much Bitcoin, and more people are buying Bitcoin and actually withdrawing them from exchanges, and that is leading towards an ultimate scarcity effect here, and that is of course the reason why Bitcoin will keep going up over that longer term perspective. And I mean, we are going quite exponential right now as well. On the Bitcoin halving chart here, you can see that if we're looking at the halving index, it is actually right now not really the right time to be panicking on Bitcoin right now here. And if we're just looking at the previous cycle as well, while we were going up here, I mean, we didn't necessarily saw like major bearish divergences, but whenever we did saw it happening in the bull market, it was actually marking the top here. So let's see how it's going to be playing out. Hopefully we're going to be taking out this high right here, because that will be completely invalidate that previous exact bearish divergence confirmation we got here. But let's see how it's going to be playing out here. I'm definitely going to be closely looking towards it. I mean, what I will be for sure doing right now in the imminent short term is look at the symmetrical triangle, because this exact symmetrical triangle will tell us something about where Bitcoin is heading towards next year. And to be honest, we've already been consolidating in this exact pattern for about 30 days here, which is quite a long period already. And if we're going to be looking where we're going to be finding big support, $102,000 for Bitcoin was that major level of resistance, and that is exactly where we got rejected from here. And if we are going to necessarily come down here, $83,000 to $84,000 is going to be a big level where I do believe Bitcoin is likely going to be bouncing from very strongly right now here. And if you right now want to be benefiting from the volatility Bitcoin is creating, but also altcoins, guys, don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video, because if you right now sign up an account to Blofin to trade Bitcoin or any of the other altcoins, you can first of all do it without any KYC, and if you right now sign up an account using the link below, you can get a $10,000 deposit bonus. So don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video. It is extremely valuable, and it's definitely an exchange you want to be checking out right now here. So with that being said, I do want to be also quickly talking about altcoins, because on this most recent dump we had in the market, altcoins actually got hammered much more than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dominance started to be bouncing ever so slightly back up here. We're starting to see that if we're looking at the last cycle, we have somewhat of a similar consolidation on the Bitcoin dominance. So all too bad it isn't, in my opinion. And right now as well, if we're just looking at the bigger perspective, we're just waiting for that next exponential rally to be happening on the altcoin market. And really, whenever that happens, is of course the period where we're going to be making the most amount of gains here. And the Ethereum chart also is having an ever so slight rejection here from $4,000 all the way down here to $3,700. This is potentially also allowing some opportunities right now in the market, since the markets are coming down ever so slightly. We are seeing a major breakout on the weekly time frame, which I would definitely not take for granted, because I do believe this is a major opportunity right now. And if we're looking at the last cycle, if we just purely believe at history, probably Ethereum is going to be outperforming Bitcoin in Q1 here. So that is what I'm going to be looking out for right now here. But anyways, guys, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did learn something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.